Hello everyone, welcome to my Your Programming Club. Today we will be solving another daily read code problem, and the problem's name is reverse substrings between each pair of parentheses. Okay, so you are given a string S that will consist of only lowercase English letters and some brackets. Okay, and you have to reverse each pair of strings matching the parentheses starting from the innermost one. Okay, your results should contain not contain any brackets. So let's try to understand what we have to do with the help of one example. Okay, so let's take this one. It's a little bit complex, so I think it will be a good one for understanding how things are working out. So what we will be doing here is we will be first of all giving the priority to the innermost parenthesis or the bracket, and then you will be reversing it, so it will be reversed to this. Okay, in this direction. Now once you are having it, you will be having characters in this way. Okay, and if you again there is a parenthesis or a bracket, then again you will reverse it in this direction. So okay, so this comes out to this. Okay, so this is what we have to do. Essentially, we have to start from the innermost one and then move to the outer parenthesis. Okay, so if you take this example also, let's try to solve it. Let's clear the board. Let's take another example. So here it was the innermost one. So in this direction, C and O, and then E, T, then it will be like this. Okay, now this is the innermost one. So in this direction, then it will be O, C, T, E, and E, D, E, L. Okay, then again this is the only parenthesis or the bracket remaining, so again reversing it. Okay, so this is what we have to do. Okay, I hope you are able to understand the procedure that we have to follow. Now before thinking of an approach, let's have a quick look at the constraints also. So according to the constraints, the length of the string will be of order 2000, and S will only contains lowercase English letters and parentheses. Okay, so it is guaranteed that all the parentheses are balanced, so you need not to worry about that. Okay, so let's try to break down the problem and see what's happening here. Let's take the previous example. Okay, so let's take this one. So what we will be doing here is, first of all, we would like to reverse this string. Okay, so what we can use here is, as you may be able to see very with the help of our observation, is we can use a stack here. So we can push every value if it is not a closing bracket to the stack. So let's say we are pushing the values to the stack, and the stack is looking something like this. Okay, then again up opening brace is there, then L is there, then O, then V, and then E is there. So when you encounter your first brace, closing brace, what you will do here? So in a way, this stack is helping us to reverse the order and also taking care of the starting from the innermost parenthesis, you can say. Okay, so we have encountered this one while traversing the string from left to right direction. We came to this character and we found out, okay, we have encountered a parenthesis and it's a closing one. So we need to pop out all the elements that are in the string till the very first opening parenthesis that we will be encountering while popping out the elements. Okay, one by one we will be taking these out. So let's take out E, then we will be taking out B, then we will be taking out O, okay, and then we will be taking out L. So once we took out all the characters, then we see, okay, we have hit a opening brace and we will remove it and we will stop here only. Okay, so we need to somehow insert these elements into the stack in this order. Okay, so how we can do that? So for doing that, what we can do here is, as you can see, E will be going first, V will be going second, O will be going third, and L will be going fourth. Okay, so what we are doing here is we are removing the elements from the front, removing elements from front. Okay, and then we were adding elements from rear. Okay, okay, or you can say back. So what is a kind of data structure which will help us to facilitate this process? So it is queue. Okay, so queue data structure is one which we can use and which will help us to remove the elements from the front and then add the elements, before that add the elements from the back. Okay, so we will be using a stack and a queue. So queue is used only for the purpose of maintaining the order in which the elements were popped out of the stack in order to keep the reversed order. Okay, otherwise if you use a stack instead of a queue, then you will end up again with the similar kind of stack. But now once you use the queue to insert the elements back, you will be having something like this. Firstly you will be having your opening brace, then you will be having U, okay, and then these elements, first will be E, then V, and then O and L. Okay, so as you can see, the ordering is entirely different, totally reverse of what was present in the stack earlier because of use of this queue. Okay, and you will keep doing this procedure till you reach the very last brace. Okay, so when you reach the very last brace, what will be the situation then? So if you reach the last brace, let's say I pushed I also onto the stack and then I see that, okay, we have encountered a closing brace. So you will pop the elements one by one. Okay, so once you pop them, you have used a queue and then you will remove them and add to the stack again. Now you once you have entered this into the stack, so stack will be looking something like this. Okay, but as you can see, if you take this stack and pop out elements, then you will not be getting the correct order, since the correct order is this way up. Okay, I L O V E and then U. Okay, so in order to do that, we will be implementing stack with the help of doubly ended queue, DQ. Okay, so that at the encounter of the very last closing brace, you can just take the elements from the front, just like in a queue. Okay, so at the last closing brace, the stack will be functioning as a queue. So your result will be as required. Okay, so in this direction. So firstly I will be going out, then L, then O, then V, E, and then U. Okay, so I hope you are able to understand. Now let's see how we can implement this approach programmatically. So let's take a fresh slide and let's take the code to the board. So this is the code. Let's zoom in a little bit. I think it's too much. Yeah, now it's fine. So let's see what's happening here. As we discussed, we will be requiring two data structures. So the first data structure, as we discussed, is stack. I am calling this primary stack. Okay. And the second data structure that we will be requiring to maintain the reversed order is queue. So I am calling this helper queue. Okay. So what we will be doing then we will be visiting each character in the given string one by one from left to right direction. So this is the traversal. Okay, left to right traversal. Okay, so once we are doing the traversal, we will check for what is the current character. If it is not a closing brace, that means that you are good to add it to the stack. Okay, so we will add it to the stack. By the way, you can very well observe that I have used DQ data structure to implement both stack and queues, because in the last, when we will be encountering the very last closing brace, our stack will be behaving as a queue. Okay, so then proceeding further, if let's say you have actually encountered a closing brace, okay, which signifies this else block, then what you will do, first of all, you will pop out all the elements just like we did here. So this was our opening brace. Before the opening brace, you will take out all the elements from the stack. Okay, so we are doing so. Before the opening brace, you will take out all the elements out of the stack. Okay, so once they are out of the stack, you will remove the opening brace also. Okay, so now your string inside the innermost brace is in reversed order. Okay, so in order to maintain the reversed order while you will be adding these elements again in the stack, you should be using a queue. Okay, so while we were popping out those elements, we were adding them into the queue one by one from the end. Okay, so just like we did here. So the addition was happening from the end. Okay, so once we have done the addition, then what we will do, we will remove them from the queue and add them to the stack back. So this is this operation, addition of the elements back to the queue. So you can write here addition of reverse string elements, or you can say substring elements, characters back to stack from queue. Okay, okay, I think there might be a overlap because this portion I think overlapped. So what we can do here is, I hope you are able to understand what was happening here. But anyways, let's take it to some another slide so that you are able to see it. Okay, so this was uh, the thing that I was explaining. So while you will be encountering the very last brace, this brace, you can see that it will be, your stack will be storing your answer in this way up. So your stack will be behaving as a queue this time. Okay, so I hope it is clear now. And then this is the code that we were discussing. So once we have done this operation, we will keep repeating the whole thing, okay, till the very end character, which will be the closing brace. So now your stack is uh, storing your answer in this way up. Okay, so it will be behaving as a queue now. So it will, you will poll these element, keep removing the elements from the front of the stack, or it will be behaving as a queue, you can say. Okay, so firstly this will be going out, then its upper element, then the upper one, and in this way things will keep coming out of the current container, which is the primary stack, which will be behaving as a queue now. And at last you will simply return your result which you have just formed. Okay, so this is the overall approach. And if you ask about what will be the complexities, so time complexity wise, it will be order of n, where n is the number of characters in the string. You might think that it will be a quadratic time complexity solution, but it is not, since we, for every character, we are not going back and reversing everything which we are having. We are doing so only on the encounter of a closing brace, only in this situation. Okay, and we are on top of that, we are not reversing the whole thing, we are reversing the thing till the, till we encounter a closing opening brace. Okay, so because of this nature of removal, the overall time complexity averages out to order of n, which is a linear time complexity. And space complexity wise, because of use of this stack and queue, it is also order of n. So these are the complexities. So I hope you are able to understand, and if you are still having any kind of doubts or any queries in general, then you may ask them in the comment section. I really hope this solution walkthrough added some value to your journey of honing your DSA skills. Till then, keep solving more problems, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you for watching.